Hello and welcome to a new episode of Real Spooky Stories and the first episode of 13 Nights of Christmas. So if you don't know, every single day from now, the 13th, until Christmas Day, the 25th, I am going to be doing a short spooky story which I have found on Reddit, and it is about Christmas time because, as I've said before, haunting doesn't stop just because it's Christmas. Now, they're all different things. They're not just like hauntings and stuff. It's like Glitch in the Matrix and just like general spooky stories. But yeah, every day at 6 p.m. I'm going to upload a new episode. So make sure you subscribe or follow, whatever, to keep up to date. So let's go into today's story, and it is from the subreddit True Scary Stories, and it is titled Ghost of Christmas Past. I'm from a smaller town in southeast Texas near Beaumont. This happened 2 years ago while I was working for a security company while still in college. It was Christmas Eve and I picked up an extra couple shifts for the holiday pay. I had never been to this site before, and the day shift guards didn't say a word about any suspicious stuff happening besides the occasional homeless person seeking shelter. This site was a massive metal company who fills rail cars with all different metals and minerals to ship cross country. I found it odd they only had one guard for a place this big, but the company I work for did not have the best reputation. So I arrived for my 12-hour shift, and the first couple of hours, nothing is happening. I'm watching Critical Role, a Dungeons & Dragons show on YouTube, and every hour on the hour, it takes me about 30 minutes to walk the entire property, making sure the place is empty and nothing bad is happening. Well, at the 1 a.m. walk around, I came across a light on in a storage closet that had not been on the other 7 times I had passed it that night. I know for sure it wasn't because I had looked inside being nosy. The closet was about 10 by 10 and only had shelves with different samples of metal in each container. I walked inside and examined the light switch. It was not a motion activated one, nor was it a timer. The light switch was a stubby fat switch that is rather hard to flip compared to normal switches, so this could not have been an accidental switch flip on my part. The very second I flipped the lights off in this closet, my heart sinks to my ankles, because from across the hall in the laboratory, the AM/FM radio turns on. Now remember, I've been through this hall exactly 7 times that night, and not once did I hear the radio on, not even when I was 5 steps across the hall from the lab in this little closet. I walked through the lab and turned the radio off, peeking out the door to see if a worker had come in without me knowing. Not a single car in the lot beside me. I closed and locked the door back. Now, being an army vet and a larger man, 6'1" and 255 pounds, I do not spook easy, but for some reason, a large feeling of fear and dread filled me up, like when you flip the lights off and you feel something is chasing you up the stairs. I walk out of the lab and with my big spotlight, make my way to the warehouse. No sooner than where the swinging door shut, I hear people talking. Only 2 voices and hardly audible, above a whisper, but clear as day, it was a full conversation happening. My blood turned to ice because now I had no reason to believe I was alone. I shouted out, "Security, you cannot be in here. Whoever you are, come out." I heard one of the voices whisper a harsh and loud "shh," almost like it was telling the other to be quiet. After several more unsuccessful attempts to order whoever it was to come out, I began searching. I looked high and low for over an hour and a half in any nook and cranny a person could fit in and found nothing. No footprints in the thin layer of metal dust. No signs of forced entry or exit, nothing indicating anyone else was there. After my long search, I went back to my desk to eat and continue watching my show while reporting what I saw and heard. I went on 2 more rounds before the final event of the night happened. Now our company has lieutenants that patrol around all these sites, making sure everything is okay and making sure we aren't asleep. The time is unannounced and no one but them knows when they show up. So at about 4:30 a.m, when I heard the heavy, locked metal fire door at the end of the hall open and clear, distinct footsteps walking towards me, I yelled out, "Good morning, Lieutenant." 30 seconds goes by and I no longer hear walking nor any response to my greeting. I shoot out of my chair, running down the hall, looking for who that was. I once again check the parking lot and my vehicle once again is the only one in the lot. I once again check the entire place, taking me 2 hours, but once again I find nothing. Did you want to say once again anymore? When the first employee shows up, I tell them of my night and tell them no one has ever had any weird experiences here. So was it just a weird night, my imagination, or was I visited by a ghost of Christmas trying to scare me? I guess I will never know. That's strange. Someone's commented saying, "When did the lieutenant show up to check your site?" And they've put, about 5:15, me and him walked the site together and found nothing. And then they've put again, creepy stuff. Did you go back to site again as security? And he's put, no, it was a one-time visit, thankfully. This was from like 2 years ago as well, by the way, just saying. But yeah, that is quite spooky. Especially that it's like Christmas Eve night. Does that mean you worked into like Christmas Day then? Or like the night before Christmas Eve? So the 5:15 a.m. guy coming was Christmas Eve. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know, I feel like it is spooky, like hearing the footsteps. I think that made me a bit like, oh, what was that? But the first thing where you could hear a conversation and then you heard like a shush, I feel like the shush was probably, that could have been like an animal or something, or just like a scrape, you know what I mean? And just like a scrape sounded like a shush. But for the conversation, I don't know, that might have just sounded like something about the weather going through the, like the metal. I don't know. I don't know. I can't even picture what this site looks like, to be honest, because I don't know what it looks like, if you know what I mean. I can picture it as good as you've explained it, but I can't picture it properly. Yeah, that was a bit weird. So anyway, that was the first episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to send your stories, by the way, send them to 𝕿𝖍𝖎𝖘𝖙𝖒𝖆𝖘 or click any of the social media links below. Give them a little follow anyway if you want. And you can also post on the Real Spooky Stories Reddit, which is linked below. That'll also be like probably an anonymous username for you if you want to do that anonymously, because then it's anonymous for me as well. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. Obviously I've got 13 nights of Christmas planned, and that goes up to Christmas Day. Then there's going to be one more episode before the new year, and then we are in January, which is so weird. Where is this year gone? I feel like every single month we've been like, where's the month gone? And it's December. It's December already. Like, how strange is that? It's the 13th. It's Friday the 13th of December. That's spooky in itself. But anyway, thank you so much for listening, and I will see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. again for the second Christmas related story. Bye.